Are your best people still waiting on you to make decisions they should be making themselves? Q3 starts in weeks, and if you're honest, too many decisions are still routing to you, not because your team can't handle more, because you never handed it off. You spent the first half of the year creating stability for your team. Now it's time to ask, who's creating leverage for you? Today I'm going to show you 4 categories of decisions that belong to your team, not you, and which ones your team should be making without you by the end of Q3. Here's the truth. You didn't become the bottleneck by controlling. You became it by being good, fast, decisive, always available, and your team learned to wait for you. I know this because I became that bottleneck myself. Earlier in my leadership career, my team learned quickly, bring it to Jim, he'll sort it out. And I thought that was leadership. It wasn't. I was training dependency, one quick answer at a time. I worked with a chief revenue officer at a 600-person company, and when I asked her to log every decision that hit her desk in a single week, she stopped counting at 34. She expected maybe 10. Not one of them was strategic. Most of them were operational. She didn't build that by being controlling. She built it by being capable and always available. And her team, they stopped bringing their best thinking. Why would they if she was going to sort it out anyway? The cost wasn't just her time, it was their critical thinking skills. See, every decision she made was one they didn't have to make. And the longer it went on, the less they tried. Every week, decisions pile up on your desk that have nothing to do with your current level. Not because they're complex, but because nobody ever defined whose job it was to make them. See, they fall into 4 categories, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. Type 1, operational execution. How the work gets sequenced, who covers what when someone's out, how the team solves day-to-day problems, which vendor gets the green light on a $3,000 decision. If it doesn't require your authority and won't change the outcome, it was never yours to make. It just never had anywhere else to go. Type 2, interpersonal and team dynamics decisions. Who talks to whom? How a conflict gets navigated? How feedback flows? If your team still brings these to you, they're not incompetent. They're waiting for permission. And every time you step in, they quietly learn, this isn't mine to handle. That's not a capability problem, that's a belief problem. And that permission gap is yours to close. Type 3, customer-facing judgment calls. The escalation that hits your inbox at 4 p.m. The just wanted to loop you in kind of message that requires a response before tomorrow. Your team didn't escalate it because it was too hard. They escalated it because they didn't know where your line was. That's not a complex problem. That's a standard problem. And the standard is yours to set. Type 4, process design. How the team runs its meetings, how they structure their week, how they hold each other accountable. See, you set the standard, they own the design. If you're still building their operating system, you're not leading, you're managing. Pull up your calendar from last week. Count how many of those interactions fit into one of those 4 categories. See, most leaders will stop somewhere between 20 and 40. That's not a workload problem. That's a transfer problem. And Q3 is where you fix it. Before your next team meeting, I want you to run a quick audit. 3 questions. Takes 5 minutes. And if you're honest with yourself, it'll change how you run the back half of the year. First, what decisions landed on your desk this week that you resolved in under 60 seconds? Those didn't require you. They required authority. That's not the same thing. See, and every time you answer that quick ping, you just became the bottleneck again. The second question, what decisions did someone bring to you this week that they could have made themselves if they known the standard that you would have applied? That's not a capability gap. That's a communication gap, and it's yours to fill. Third, what decisions are you holding on to because you don't trust your team to get it right versus decisions you're holding on to because you never showed them what right looks like? Those are 2 very different problems. One is a people problem, the other is a leadership problem. Sit with which one is actually true. Run the audit this week. Identify 2 decisions per category that you can transfer before Q3 ends. That's 8 decisions off your desk. 8 reps your team gets before September. 8 moments where they grow and you get your time back. Because here's what the audit will show you. Every decision is still sitting on your desk. Every single one of those is one you're making for them. That's not leadership, that's subsidy. And the audit will show you exactly where to start. Of every decision that hit your desk last week, how many actually required you? Your judgment, your authority, your context at your current level. Not the work, you. Sit with that number. Because whatever it is, that's how much the back half of the year is already spoken for. The question isn't whether your team can handle more. They can. The question is, have you made it clear enough and consistent enough for them to own it? Okay, if you're ready to elevate your leadership brand, influence, and impact, I've got something for you. Download my free ebook, The CEO Shift, How to Empower Your Leaders to Think Like Entrepreneurs and Lead Like Owners. Inside, I'll walk you through how to elevate your leadership, how to drive alignment, and how to build a high-performance team that truly owns the mission. If you're not quite ready for that yet, that's cool. Then let me send you a signed copy of my latest book, Freedom to Experiment. It's all about reigniting energy, sharpening focus, and building momentum that really lasts. I'll cover the cost of the book. All I ask is for you to handle shipping. Hit the link in the description if you're interested, and our team will take care of the rest. If this message hit home for you, here's how you can help others find it as well. Give this video a like, drop a comment below related to your business, and of course subscribe, because every week I'm sharing strategies to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. I'll talk to you in the next video.